normal muffler. That's all to do with the straight pipe. So we're gonna stick this son of a bitch in fucking probably in, I don't know what that is there, probably B1. We got this big fucking thing behind it. We're gonna just step it out of the way. Huh. A Ford in the shop. God, no wonder things are going all to hell right now. Anyway, all joking aside, working on Ryan's little front wheel assist here. He wants us to put the loader on it for him, which is out here. Pretty good loader stand there I've got, eh? Nice round bale of hay. I knew goddamn well it wasn't gonna fuck off when I was trying to put the mounts on the back and get some good measurements. Anyways, yeah, we got that done. That bucket is one he had been using, and it's supposed to have those universal mounts, which it does, but it didn't quite work out with how it was on the loader arms for some goddamn reason. The hooks. Well, I'll go show you. And it's windy out here, so. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah. See, those hooks are supposed to go right into that pin, but they were about a ½ inch too tight on each side, so I had to shave a little bit off. I guess sooner or later, if he doesn't like that, he can cut them buggers off and get some from Quickie or wherever and put them on where they belong. Anyway, got that kind of lined up. Then, Christ, this part was too tight against the loader to be able to make it up into here. So I had to shave a little bit off in there too. Anyway, that's on there. And I'll have to make something for the pins to work in the bottom, because where the little pin pocket is in the bottom, the pin doesn't make it there either. Whatever. I like doing this stuff, so not a big deal. Yeah. Made some extension hoses here and got everything kind of moving and squared up. And then we put those pieces in the back. Got it measured up, and let's go back in the shop and I'll show you. He bought this loader from somebody and the mounts were with it, but the guy had never used it. And apparently the mounts weren't the right ones for the loader, because when I tried to put it in there to get some measurements, these pieces were too wide to fit in the pin pockets over there, so I had to shave like a ½ inch off of each side with the old torch. Took some off, cleaned it up. Now they go in. Put her up against the tractor, and he knew that they weren't the right ones for the tractor. They were for an MX case or some darn thing, which, whatever. I put them in the loader, got some good measurements, and figured out that the case, or however it is on the case tractor is 6 inches wider than the Ford tractor, which was good, because I just had to make some pieces to make up the difference. I put a 1-inch block back there, and they've only got 4 holes that they use there, and I just didn't think that was enough. Well, I guess it's probably close to enough, but my plate I welded to their big bracket behind and incorporate those other 4 bolts back here with it that way. They had this great big bracket under there for holding the fuel tank on, I think, if you have a fuel tank on this side, which this one only has it on the other side. So I made this 1-inch block, or 1-inch plate. These 2 2 by 3 by quarter out here And on the inside, let's see if we can see it. Yeah. I put another 2x3, but put it on the other way. And then I used a 1/2-inch plate on the back, welded on. Let's see if we can get a light going here. Can't turn on the flashlight. What? Because light is being used by another app. Oh my God. Okay, anyway, you can see it. There's a 1/2-inch plate back there that I welded to the 1-inch plate. So I got 3 pieces holding that on, and it's welded pretty well all the way around. So I think we're good. Man, oh man, I was worried. I was welding this stuff, and Ryan is a pretty goddamn good welder. So I was doing my best not to make big messes like I normally do. Anyway, we got that side done too. Got this all on. Old guy's gonna get up here. They were too long for the tractor as well. Well, not really too long, but the case is made different, obviously. Where this tractor juts in, these pieces were going to hit. So I cut it off, put the front parts on, and it just happened that the pieces that I cut off the front worked out really, really nice to put on here. And they got that nice curvy part cut, and it lined up real good at the top and goddamn near lined up at the bottom. And I just welded the fucker onto the frame. Enough of this trying to bolt shit on. Anyway, right now we've got this all in place, and I think I'm going to wait until the loader's on it, and I'm going to build them a guard for the front, because it looks like the poor old girl has already caught shit here. We'll save his lights that way, or the rest of it. Plus they got the batteries right behind there. So if you ever ran into something a little bit harder than you want to, that would be big time bad. So anyway, okay. Did the same thing over here, and this side was almost an oopsie poopsie. Had the tank, fuel tank pulled out, took the step off, and I had just slid it out, and I was working back behind here, to get those bolts in and whatnot. Put her all in. Went to slide the goddamn tank back in, and it was touching this thing. So I ended up having to lift the tank up a little bit and put some plywood shims underneath where it sits on their little saddles there, and slide it backwards about an inch, and that's all I could get because it's against the cab support now. And she just made her. Like it's right up against that frame, but I can't see it hurting the plastic tank. It's actually tight enough that if there is any kind of vibration, it won't bother it. So, winner, chicken dinner so far. Now we're working on making some mounts here for the joystick. Look at those repurposed Seed Hawk fertilizer knives, some old wore out ones. So I'll give them a good deal on those. Anyway, one more little side note here. Somehow Nick and Amanda snuck this pregnant cat in here, and she had kittens last night. 5 of the little buggers. I'll be soft-hearted enough to leave her in here for a couple days. I even brought her cat food, water, and soft cat food a little while ago. Although Pepper decided she should come in here and investigate. The old mother cat didn't like that too much, so the leftover water went flying. But anyway, we'll we'll cross this bridge here again in a couple days, like I said. Talk to you in a while. Holy moly, for once I might actually remember to continue a video for Nick. Usually I get started and forget about it, and it's like a half video, and nobody really knows where we were at, and he doesn't know what the hell I was sending him. But anyway, here we are. Joystick's up in there. Got some little holes made in the rubber and the floor to pass the cables through, the wires. Once we get the valve put into place, geez, I gotta keep my fingers out of the camera. Notice I do that all the time. Anyway, once we get the valve in place, get our cables hooked up. I'm working on the electric valve for the grapple. Looks like a real nightmare right now, but honest, it'll be fairly neat when I'm done. We got these quick couplers hooked up, or made, the mount made. That's all put on for the loader hoses. Go get some hoses made here in a little bit. I'm only made the ones that go to the back right at first. And like I said, I want to get that valve in place, then I get some good measurements for these ones. Otherwise it looks like dog's breakfast. Hoses everywhere. Try and get them fairly neat. So, yeah. Got this back end put together. Nobody seemed to be able to tell me where the hell to get pressure and return from on these. I thought maybe they might have offered a Power Beyond kit like Case and John Deere do, but nobody seems to have an answer. Actually, I never even got a call back from the one place. And the other guys, well, they wanted the serial number from the tractor, and I'll be fucked if I can find where that is. Tag's probably missing or something. So they were about as helpful as Adobe's ass. Anyway, so I'm just going off my own thing here. I see they supplied pressure to the hydraulic valve here. And I think this side is supplied over here from the 3-point hitch valve. And this is the back side, would be the return out of the valve, because there's nowhere else for the oil to get back to the tank. So this has got to be your return. It's just low pressure on the return side, I guess. Anyway, so I tied in here, made myself a little piece to go in, went back here. This is the original. And yeah, I just made a fairly big loop out of that oil treated hose. It's good for 400 psi or something like that, but I didn't want it to kink, so I made a fairly big loop. Kind of looks like a Ford oval there on the back, you know, circle the problem. And yeah, this stuff does look a little bit like dog's breakfast though. Not super proud of that one. But it's kind of the only way I could figure out how to do it. I guess I could have done some welding and put some different fittings on that stuff. But anyway, we'll make sure this is actually going to work before we go through all of that. So we got these two hoses made. I'm going to have to zip tie that stuff up going to the front, but once we get it on the valve and see kind of where it's going to end up exactly and get them kind of neat. Anyway, this is where we're at here. Look at that, eh? A little bit of bending and cutting and it almost looks like it belongs. Take that back off after when we're all put together and paint it up. And I guess maybe I should paint up that John Deere green stuff for him too. Although I know deep down he is a John Deere fan. He said the John Deere he had before his last Ford there, or his last New Holland, he liked it. So maybe I should leave it green. Anyway, looks terrible, especially with those Case red bolts underneath there. Good God. Alrighty, long enough blabbering on. Catch you later. Well, I guess we're gonna find out if my measuring is worth a hoot. Got this part all put together, plumbed in, wired up. Valve even sounds like it's working. Let's give her a shot and see if it goes on. Oh, hi everybody. Surprise, surprise, it's windy again. Hopefully you can hear me. Well, loader went on. Pepper, get out of the way before I trip on you. Got her all hooked up. Joysticks in. Everything actually works. Everything fit. Surprise, surprise. Nobody's more surprised than me. Made Ryan a nose guard. Painted it blue to match the little tractor. Woo woo woo. Anyway, thinking maybe I should have painted the whole loader blue, then he would have thought he had his old tractor back. Yeah, everything's pretty good. Might have to adjust his fenders, because when you turn all the way I see they're touching in here. This part right here, but they are adjustable. Where are we? Can slide up in that hole, and there's another one above it, so up to him. Anyway, I think we'll be able to bring her home to him here pretty soon. I guess it's as small as I can make it. There you go, Ryan. Maybe we'll get a little clip of it getting loaded up and running.
Well, Dad's been busy working on Ryan's loader. He's pretty well done. Haven't videoed any of it because we've been busy with 100,000 other things. So Dad's just been hard at it doing that. So a few things left to do yet. That bucket doesn't quite fit, so he's got to make something for that. Set of hoses for the grapple fork. Push bar to protect the grill on the front. And he wants to add a couple more braces yet on the loader mounts underneath from one to the other, just to keep them so they can't flex. But anyway, we're gonna run and get the sprayer and the water truck brought home from Grandpa's. We'll bring you back here in a few. Well, brought Ryan back his tractor. You can make a video of using it there. You guys can go to Straight Pipe Acres and go take a gander at it. But I suppose that'd probably be enough for this video. So go home and see what else we can find to work on. So I guess thanks for watching Dad's video. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll talk to all you guys in the next one.